What is going on, everybody? Welcome to GLE. Phil Swanson here, back again with the podcast that brings you faith, love, truth, and courage in a world that promotes fear, hate, anti-truth, and conformity. We're combating those forces with the real things that affect change, that make for a better place to live for you and the future generations. If you're not following me yet, follow me on all the socials. I'm on Instagram, Real Phil Swanson, Facebook, Phil Swanson, LinkedIn, Phil Swanson, Phil Swanson channel on YouTube. You get the idea. Go find me. If you can't find me directly, go to goleadeverything.com. You can link to all my socials there. Go give us a subscribe on YouTube. Just past 300 subs. Pretty cool. If you haven't yet, go check out the gear store. Go leadeverything.com/gear and grab some gear. Make sure you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, iHeartRadio, all the platforms, audio platforms. Leave us a review, give us a rating, and follow us and subscribe there as well. We're going to jump into an episode today that's kind of a rant, kind of a, I feel like I'm late to stuff. You all ever felt like this? I feel like I'm always like late to the party. I'll give you an example. Life insurance, for example, has been around forever. And like it's a really good wealth building tool. Wealthy people have used it for many, many years. Banks and large corporations use it. They take out life insurance on their executives, right? It's a really good tool for many, many reasons. I won't go into it, but I'm also not a financial advisor. Disclaimer. This is just Phil's opinion. Life insurance rules change over time. So they're starting to change recently. So policies that you take out aren't as good, right? And it's like, finally when I wrap my head around life insurance, it's like, it's almost too late, right? It's not too late. There's still a good tool, but I hope that makes sense as far as like, I feel like I'm always late. It's like, okay, now everybody's telling me to buy Bitcoin, gotta get into Bitcoin. Like, yeah, like I wish I would have bought it 10 years ago. And yeah, it might go to the moon, whatever. I don't really believe in it, which is why I don't buy it. But just another example, right? You're kind of like late to the party. And so, this video on taxes, maybe you never thought about this before. I think it's good, helpful mentality to think about as the economy and the larger financial landscape is rapidly changing. If you haven't noticed that, then you're probably blind. That's okay. Let's open your eyes. Let's hear some truth today and open those ears as well. So, what are taxes? Most people, they talk about income tax, right? And I just think it's interesting how when you're thinking about taxes, the thing that comes to mind is only a very small percentage of the broader tax landscape. So I want to share, I'm going to do another whiteboard session today, and I'm going to share, let me see if I can do this. Let me present my screen. Share screen. Yes, I want to share this window. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. What's better? Is that better? We'll see how big. Y'all tell me if you want to tell me like what's the better way to do this. But I think I'm just going to leave it like this, and we'll go with this. So taxes. I want you to think about this. We've talked about income, right? Sorry, my mic's working properly because sometimes it gets jacked up. Income tax. What is that? Well, that's when your quote unquote income, money you earn, money you trade, time, typically you're just exchanging a product or service for money, or time for money. And now a percentage of that is going to get taken from you. I just want you to think about that, right? Like, think about that. So I have something, you have something, we trade it, and someone takes something from that. Oh, not even a small something, like larger than, you know, major ownership stakes of companies, right? Like, what's a large ownership stake in a company typically? 10, 15%, 20%, right? Like, the international foreign banksters and um, their enforcement arm, the IRS, right? They're the largest shareholder in your personal life company, personal property company, your personal world, your business company. They're like, if you're paying your taxes, they are the largest shareholder typically, right? It's pretty wild. Um, why do we do that? It's really, really absolute insanity. And if you go look at the history, it's pretty wild how it came to be. I'm not a history guy, so I'm not going to sit here and try to teach you the history. You can go do that research yourself. But I just want to give you some mindset around the income tax and taxes in general. So if I'm Bob, uh, I'm going to draw. Here's Bob. Bob makes money, right? He's got money from a company. Income. Do. Bobby's got some income. Now, the government takes, well, let's just conservatively say a marginal tax rate, meaning like after they tax this portion at a certain percentage, and then this portion at another percentage, and this portion at another percentage, and this portion, whatever. I don't know how much you make, but let's just say, for the sake of round numbers, that his marginal tax rate's about 20% when it's all said and done. Right? So 20% of that off the top, down. Right? All right. Now, this company here, right? Do they have to pay tax on their income too? And then what do they use to pay Bob? Oh, yeah, that's right. So that company got income that was taxed, right? And then that company paid all its employees income with its after tax income. And that after tax income that was now income for Bob is taxed. Huh? Wait, what? So then Bob is going to go to the store. Maybe there's a nice awning on this store. Cool. There's a door you can go in to buy this stuff. You go in and spend more money. Again, you've already been taxed. Now you're spending after tax money. And that money for this store is what? Income. Okay. So then they pay, I don't know, 40%. I don't know what's your business taxes. Business taxes are crazy. Let's just say it's 40%. Maybe they get some tax breaks though. So after it's all said and done, it's 20. I don't know. Whatever. You get the idea. Do you see how insane this is? And then this business pays its employees, right? And they all get paid again with after tax income. And then they all lose 20%. Right? So you get what I'm saying here? Ignore that because that didn't make sense. But this is insane. Like, it makes no sense. The money is just disappearing. So the international bankster people are like, all right, there's money here, and the money came in here, and then 20% of it's gone, and then it went to here, and then another 20% of it's gone, and then it went to here, and another 20% of it's gone, and then it went to here, and another 20% of it's gone. Like, eventually, all the money's gone to taxes. And hold on, pause. Real pause here. Okay? Think about this. This is just income tax. And so not only are you paying income tax on the income going to all these, again, so it's tax once, tax again, tax again, tax again on the same money. But every time money is spent on a transaction, sales tax, then there's state income tax, there's gas tax. You've got to go get licenses, and insurance is kind of a form of a tax because you're required to have it, right? To drive. So if I want to drive, I have to get insurance. That's kind of like a tax, right? And you just keep like stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking all of these. And you're just like, what is happening? Who thought this was a good idea? Why are we allowing people to do this? It's truly unbelievable. And it's like, this has gone on for 100 years. I mean, taxes aren't new, right? But whenever the Federal Reserve System was put in place, and then the income tax levied voluntarily and then never taken back, right? Unconstitutional, to say the least, and just unbelievable. Like, who would think this is a good idea? Who allowed this? Who did this? One, and who allows it to continue? Two, those are questions you need to be asking. Why is this allowed? Should it be allowed? Is it required? I've seen that there are actually no laws formally on the books. I've heard lawyers talk about it. Again, you consult your lawyer, whoever, but there's no law requiring an income tax. It's one of those things, people, that if you haven't thought about, I hope that perspective kind of helps you begin to maybe think about the absolute insanity. And you may be thinking, so what, Phil? What's the so what? My uncle's always telling me that. What's the so what? It stuck with me. I love it. So what's the so what? The so what is, most people feel helpless. Most people feel like, oh, I'm just little old Phil. I can't do anything about anything. So just keep paying my taxes. I want to go to jail. Well, control what you can control. What can you do? Well, the system might be changing. One, that's cool. Some people are doing something about it. They're just people too, like you and like me. But instead of being late to the game, like Phil is to a lot of stuff, right? And like you may feel like sometimes too. How about you do some research? How about you educate yourself? How about you study to show that self-approved? How about you go learn about taxes and money and how it moves and how these people operate? If you don't know the depth of evil, and you don't know what people are capable of, and you don't understand how things work, How are you supposed to lead or help anybody? You're not fit. You're not equipped. If you don't understand, like if you really go around just thinking, oh, people are just, that Joe Biden guy, he's just a dummy. Well, they're just a bunch of dummies. Oh, like these people aren't dumb. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. Right? Like, stop. Like, I understand giving people the benefit of the doubt, and maybe there's incompetence in some places. Sure. I think the Peter principle's real. But for the most part, there's people that are running large portions of what goes on in the world, and they know exactly what they're doing. So here's the question. Do you know what they're doing? Well, you should. And you should think it's your responsibility to know. So I hope this helps you as you see the ever-changing financial landscape. Do some research, study to show thyself approved. Don't just buy Bitcoin because every Joe Schmo tells you to buy it, which is like the definition of a pyramid scheme. Hey, buy my thing because I said so, and there's no product. So, yeah, you can maybe make an argument that there's a product with Bitcoin. Yeah, the world might go that way. What else could go wrong with Bitcoin or other crypto, electronic currency, cashless society movement? Lots, a whole lot. So there's just more to know. And yeah, you got to act. You got to take risks. You got to make the best decisions with the information you have. I get it. But study to show thyself approved. Dig a little deeper. Don't get caught in the rabbit holes, but it's on you to know. If you want to be a leader, an effective leader, having followers that follow you the wrong way is bad. So leaders know the way, go the way, and show the way. And I hope this video helps you see the way as you go lead everything today.